Hey everyone, it's Schmuckles. Today we're going to talk about The Walking Dead and the lawsuit that's happening in that franchise, and sort of how this lawsuit would affect Dead by Daylight licensing if Behavior to get that license. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content like this. I'm also live on Twitch right now streaming Dead by Daylight, link for that in the description below. So as we talked about in previous videos, The Walking Dead has multiple licenses. There's AMC's The Walking Dead, which is owned by AMC Network, and there's a comic book version along with the Telltale Games video game The Walking Dead, both of which are owned by Robert Kirkman's Skybound Entertainment. Well, on March 28th of this year, I saw that the judge refused to dismiss Robert Kirkman's Walking Dead lawsuit. Much like the zombies on The Walking Dead, Robert Kirkman's profit participation lawsuit against AMC will keep on walking. The Walking Dead may have come to an end in 2022, but the potential courtroom battle for the show's profits will continue. Via deadline, a federal court judge has denied AMC's attempt to dismiss the profit participation lawsuit filed by The Walking Dead co-creator Robert Kirkman. Frank Darabont, the original Walking Dead showrunner who developed the comic for television, kicked off over a decade of legal headaches for AMC. This is when he and his representatives at CAA filed a lawsuit against the cable network in 2013. I did a little bit more digging, and on April 6th of 2022, when Robert Kirkman and the other producers were trying to file a lawsuit against AMC, a judge on Wednesday, which was back in 2022, ruled that several producers of The Walking Dead were not cheated out of profits by AMC Networks. The producers, including Robert Kirkman, first filed the suit in 2017. This was 4 years after the creator, Frank Darabont, who was fired after the first season, filed a similar claim. Frank Darabont's situation is actually really relevant when it comes to this lawsuit. Back in 2017, Frank Darabont rage boils over The Walking Dead emails. AMC actually detailed the reasons why Frank Darabont was fired after the first season. His erratic and unprofessional performance as a showrunner led to his firing in July of 2011. And this was according to the round of court filings in Darabont's lawsuit against AMC Networks over his profit participation in the hit drama series. So the showrunner for the first season of The Walking Dead, Frank Darabont, sent a series of unprofessional emails. This is one of his emails that says, "Guys and gals, I'm in a state of absolute boiling rage right now. I just kept Denise on the phone for 20 minutes making her listen to me scream. I hope she conveys to you what the tenor of it, because you need to grasp my fury. I've never been a screamer, but I am now. The work being done on this episode has turned me into one. Congratulations, you have all accomplished what I thought was impossible. You've turned me into a raging a-hole. Thanks a lot, you effers. Everybody, especially our directors, better wake the F up and pay attention, or I will start killing people and throwing bodies out the door." So I don't know if he's actually making death threats to his coworkers here, or he's just saying he's going to write people out of the show because he's so upset with how they've handled an episode. Seems like there were creative differences amongst people working on the show, and Frank was really upset and cursing at people, pretty much saying like, "Hey, I spent so much time and effort building this, and you sort of destroyed everything that I've built." But he went about this in a very unprofessional way, and as a result, AMC actually fired this guy. So the breaking news on March 26th of this year, The Walking Dead producers score victory in the profit suit against AMC, is related to the producers, including Robert Kirkman, saying that they were improperly denied their profit participation from the original show and from Fear the Walking Dead, as well as the first of 6 Walking Dead spin-offs. Those producers first sued in 2017, which was several years after The Walking Dead creator Frank Darabont brought his own profits lawsuit. Darabont, who was fired following the show's first season, actually won a whopping $200 million settlement in 2021, and this was from his profits lawsuit. Years after in court, AMC largely prevailed against the 5 producers, including Robert Kirkman. In a ruling in 2022, a Los Angeles judge found that their contract was standard and they were not entitled to more money. However, these producers filed a new lawsuit in November 2022, arguing that the Darabont settlement triggered the most favored nation clause in their contracts. Since Darabont was getting a better definition of modified adjusted gross receipts under the settlements, the producers argued that they were entitled to the same treatments. So they're pretty much arguing that they're owed at least $200 million between them. And in the middle of March on this year, a federal judge denied AMC's motion to throw out the suit brought by the 5 producers. The court finds plaintiffs alleged sufficient facts to plead that they are entitled to more favorable MAGR computation and definition defendants provided to Darabont and CAA. AMC is not really happy with this. They're saying these plaintiffs have been in the business of suing AMC since 2017 to rewrite their contracts and extract money they are not owed. And this was spoken by someone at AMC to Deadline. This is just another round of their litigation crusade. We are confident that these claims will also fail. On March 28, 2024, a judge is actually refusing to dismiss the lawsuit. It would be an illogical interpretation of the most favored nation's provisions, and contrary to the reasonable expectations of the parties in entering into agreements if the court were to allow the defendants to provide Darabont and CAA compensation without providing the plaintiffs the same. So Darabont winning $200 million in his lawsuit against AMC for the same reason that Kirkman and those producers are suing AMC has pretty much made a strong argument that their lawsuit is going to be valid. Barring a settlement or another ruling from the judge, Kirkman's case against AMC will go on trial on September 17th of this year. Meanwhile, AMC's 6th Walking Dead spin-off, The Walking Dead Ones Who Live, will have have the first season finale on Sunday, March 31st. So AMC's Walking Dead owns the most popular version of the Walking Dead license. This is going to include characters like Rick, Maggie, Glenn, Michonne. They own the third-party licensing rights to all of the characters in AMC's The Walking Dead. Robert Kirkman owns the comic book version of The Walking Dead, and this is going to include characters like Lee, Clementine, Kenny, and all of the characters from Telltale Games' The Walking Dead. And Kirkman is going full force in a legal battle against AMC. So it actually complicates how licensing would happen in Dead by Daylight for a Walking Dead crossover. This lawsuit is pretty much evidence that these license holders, plain and simple, aren't getting along. So if The Walking Dead were to ever join Dead by Daylight, it seems like they actually would not really be willing to collaborate, because AMC and Robert Kirkman are in a legal battle. So if The Walking Dead ever came to Dead by Daylight, it really doesn't seem like a situation where we get the AMC as the base kit skins and then Telltale Games as a legendary skin. There's a lot of evidence to support this idea too. All of the Walking Dead collaborations that have happened in the past have never actually had both of those licenses in the crossover. 7 days to die before the lawsuit and all the legal battle between Skybound Entertainment's Robert Kirkman and AMC, there was a Walking Dead skin pack that featured both Michonne from AMC and Lee from Telltale Games. So they were willing to collaborate in 2016, but this was before all of that legal trouble with Robert Kirkman. October 14th, 2020, Brawlhalla and The Walking Dead had a crossover, and this featured only AMC content with Michonne, Rick, and Daryl. And the second collaboration also only had AMC stuff too. September 9th, 2022, Dragon City and Walking Dead have a collaboration, and this featured exclusively characters from AMC's The Walking Dead. December 10th, 2020, Fortnite has a collaboration with The Walking Dead, and that features Michonne, Daryl, as well as Rick Grimes. All of the collaborations since the lawsuit has only either featured AMC's Walking Dead or Skybound Entertainment's Walking Dead. Ever since all of this legal trouble, the license holders have not worked together on collaborations. September 9th, 2022, Monster Legends has a collaboration with The Walking Dead, and it features only AMC Walking Dead characters. And PUBG had a Walking Dead collaboration only featuring Daryl Dixon. Puzzles of Survival had a collaboration with The Walking Dead, and that featured a lot of the characters from AMC. That collaboration featured Rick, Michonne, Negan, Daryl, and even some of the other characters too. October 6th, 2022, Rogue Company has a collaboration with The Walking Dead, and this was actually Skybound Entertainment's Walking Dead. It only featured Robert Kirkman's comic characters. You can tell at the end of the trailer here, it's solely through Skybound and not through AMC whatsoever. April 16th, 2021, State of Survival brought in Daryl Dixon. We talked about this a little bit earlier this year on this channel, but April 27th, 2024, Call of Duty brings in AMC's Rick and Michonne. So based on all the legal trouble and the collaboration history of the Walking Dead franchise, we're building a case here, and it's pretty much pointing to the idea that these license holders really don't like working together. So it seems like the licensing status for the Walking Dead franchise, we'd have to either get one or the other or bring them in separately. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. We're going to follow this franchise very closely, but it's not looking good for people that want to see both Rick Grimes, Michonne, Lee, and maybe an adult version of Clementine in Dead by Daylight. And these are all characters that people really do want to see, but unfortunately right now it seems like the franchise is a little bit split. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content like this. I'm also live on Twitch right now streaming Dead by Daylight, link for that in the description below. That does it for this video. Goodbye.